I want to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon. I'm retired Brigadier General Mike Aguilar, the Executive Director for the Flying Leatherneck Aviation or Historical Foundation. As all of you know, the museum unfortunately permanently closed its doors 1 April. We were told, the foundation was informed a year before that of the plans by the commanding officer. We will not badmouth that little short, don't get into that. We don't badmouth him at all. But due to financial constraints, which were sincere on his part, he just couldn't afford the museum anymore. For those that aren't aware of it, the museum belonged to the commanding officer of Miramar. He was responsible for the financial support of that museum, along with the financial support and the volunteer support that the foundation would provide. We fought valiantly, we being the board led by our chairman, Mr. Vic Bianchini, the judge, the only guy with the tie today. We fought, we worked with headquarters of NCOR, but we couldn't get over several obstacles that would have allowed us to continue to operate the museum on Miramar. Fortunately, this year in March, we were approached by the city of Irvine, who owns the former Marine Corps Air Station El Toro, which is the original home of the museum. And they are very interested in reestablishing the museum back at El Toro. Off to my right, your left, we have some display, a little display there, and it shows a map where the museum in yellow will be located right off of runway 34. And on top of that, thanks to Dale, a artist rendition of the hangar. It's a very large 215 square foot hangar with two large 80 square foot, so a total of 160 square foot hangar bays that we believe will be able to house the entire aircraft collection and artifacts. So we're very excited on working with the city. The city has already completed an engineering assessment, testing the integrity and making sure that it meets all the current federal and state standards for occupancy. They just closed out a request for proposals of a design for the whole complex. It's a whole cultural center complex that the museum will be the centerpiece of. So they've just completed that. And once they combine the assessment along with the design concept, they'll then issue a statement of work to refurbish the hangar. The good news for us, because the city will own the hangar, they're going to pay for everything. So their estimates right now, it's going to be around $60 million. And of course, we will work with them to help them raise money to do the refurbishment. In the meantime, what the foundation has been doing, Vic and I primarily have been doing that, we've been working with the city and the Marine Corps to hopefully come to an agreement. And this is the one hurdle we need to get over right now, an agreement with the Marine Corps that will allow them to loan the collection to us. We think we've satisfied all their requirements to make them comfortable with loaning that. So we're hoping by real soon, I don't know when, we've been working on it for 4 or 5 months now, but we're hoping very shortly we will have a decision from the Marine Corps that will allow them to loan those aircraft to us. Once that loan agreement is signed, the city has already agreed to allow us to move the entire collection to the hangar while it's being refurbished for protection. So we'll get it out of the weed field, which I think most of you have seen there on Miramar right now, get them out of the environment, and we'll protect them, and they'll just have to survive around the construction site. But it's very little construction that needs to take place. So we're very hopeful that's going to happen. Our financial requirement to support this project is to raise money to complete the design for the interior and then to furbish and set up the exhibits. So furbish the offices, the conference rooms, and all the exhibits. We have a plan for the first year, this year, to raise $2 million, and next year, $3 million. I'm pleased to say we've already raised $1 million of that $2 million with a challenge pledge from Mr. Fred Smith, the owner of FedEx, a former Marine. So if we can raise another $1 million, he will give us $1 million. We've already raised $660,000 towards that $1 million challenge. So I'm very pleased and very optimistic that we'll hit that hurdle with that pledge and we'll meet our $2 million. I do want to share with you, last week I was at the Marine Corps Aviation Association and they pledged $100,000 to us. So we're well on our way. The only hurdle that remains to be cleared is, again, the agreement for the loan agreement. But the congressman with the Marine Corps for the collection. But the congressman from Orange County, with the help, we have had volunteered pro bono a California-based lobbying company, California Strategies. And Vic, I know you're here. Where are you, Vic?
He's outside.
Oh, Vic's outside. Oh, good. With the help of Vic, Vic, we have little Vic and big Vic. That's little Vic outside. Little Vic and Greg Benedetto, who's not here, have been very supportive in working with Congressman Issa, Congressman Scott Peters, and the Orange County Congressional Delegation. 3 of them have written to the Commandant expressing their support of this. So everything is lined up to make this thing happen. Again, the pictures, the rendition that Dale did for us are up there, and we hope that you get a chance to look at that. So that's where we sit on the museum. I'm available during, if you can catch me between gulps of beer, to share with you even more details on that. But things are moving well. But the reason we're here today is to share with everyone and thank all of you for the help and support you've given this museum and this foundation for the last 20 plus years. This museum, which, as I said, is owned by the Marine Corps, the commanding officer, would not have survived had it not been for, first of all, Major General Bob Butcher. Bob, where are you? Oh, there he is. As you all know, Bob, for 20 years, kept this ship afloat and tried valiantly to work with the Marine Corps to establish a private museum on land or here on the base. We were unsuccessful, but for 20 years, Major General Bobby Butcher kept this ship afloat. So Bobby, thank you very much for bringing us to this point. The good news is the ship didn't sink. So we're still fighting, and we relocated at Irvine. But the reason it didn't sink was because of your contributions, all the volunteers that are here, whether it was in the store, at the restoration hangar, or as docents. You were the face of the museum. And it's just our opportunity to finally thank you by sharing with you our new headquarters here at 9400 Activity Road. And I'm going to let you eat here in a little bit. We're going to feed you a little bit, show you our gratitude. But we do want to thank each and every one of you. You really were the heroes that kept this museum going. Not only for those who have served in the Marine Corps, but for the overall community that we had an opportunity to share the history, legacy, and the contribution of Marine Corps Aviation. And with the programs that we support, that LAUBACH has set up here with the high school and the middle school, it's been a tremendous success. And we're still functioning, we're still afloat, and we're going to continue the heritage and all the good things we do once we relocate at Irvine. So I thank each and every one of you for what you've done over the many years, the last 20 years, to support this museum and to share with the community, and quite honestly, the world, of what contributions Marine Corps Aviation has made. But for today, as we've done throughout the years annually, we want to recognize some people that have made significant contributions. So I'd like to call up a few people here. Chuck, you have the awards. The first one I'd like to call up, because she's real close, is Pat LAUBACH. Thank you. Okay, good. So Pat, I'm going to give it to the judge. He makes the present. That's why he wore a tie. For those that don't know, Pat, for many, many years, has been the backbone of our website and the outreach, especially to the high school and to the middle school community. So she's done a tremendous amount. She has done so much this year during COVID to extend those programs. So Pat, thank you so much for all your time. The next first volunteer we'd like to recognize, unfortunately, has a camera in his hand. Patrick Ball. If you haven't seen our website or various programs that we have, and of course what we have set up in the background there, Pat Ball, our tech geek, has set all this up for us, and he's helped us transition here. So Pat, thank you very much.
All right.
Next guy I want to personally thank, because in addition to helping as a docent, helping depictions with the new museum and everything he does to set up, Dale Mann. Dale? Renditions of the new hangar, docent for us, and just being available anytime we needed him. So Dale, thank you very much for that.
Perfect.
Okay, hiding behind me, but at the restoration hangar, I can't say enough about what Smitty and his crew at the restoration hangar is doing. They are the people with very limited funds. Even when we try to give them money, the lawyers wouldn't let us give them money. But Smitty was always figured out a way how to sneak money around to give to those that volunteer at the restoration hangar. And the guy who has really helped us not only with the restoration effort, but with helping capture the history of each individual aircraft, the details, the technical information, is Mike Aya. Mike, where are you? There you go, Mike. Thank you very much.
So stunned, I forgot the pictures. I'll have to set them up later.
The next award is for a gift shop volunteer, and I've asked Ginger, our gift shop manager, to come up and make that presentation, because she knows better than I do what this volunteer has done. Yeah. And I can have a drink of beer.
So this volunteer of the year in the store, and volunteer way more than a year, is our dear Linda Phillips, who has been there every day. I never would have kept the store open that last year if Linda hadn't been with me. You would have the store shut down a year early. All right. She's become a good friend, and she's a wonderful person, and we will always continue our friendship and have great memories of our times here. But Linda, oh my gosh, I couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you.
Everybody look this way. Thank you.
Like, pick up, because we want to do a little ribbon cutting ceremony. All right. Take the scissors.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I know what you're thinking. Why am I dressed up like this? And because I would love to have come in casual, but I have to be at another event after this. So that's the reason I'm dressed the way I am. So I hope you understand. So General Aguilar, I want to mention to the crowd that you are giving out all these accolades, but no one realizes just how much work you might be doing. And I can tell you it's been extraordinary. Not only is he terrifically organized, but he's one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. And as a fundraiser, this man is one of the most talented I have ever seen. And so when he's around you, hang on to your wallet. Because this man, if the Marine Corps had only known of his fundraising talents, they would have sent him to Congress to budget. All right, so honored guests and ladies and gentlemen, we're privileged to have several dignitaries with us. You've already been introduced to General Butcher as the Chairman Emeritus. Is this
Yeah.
Is it okay? Okay, because I hear this hollow sound. Chairman Emeritus General Butcher, who we can never say enough about for all that he did. We also have I don't know whether Mindy is here today.
Yep, she is.
Yes, his lovely wife Mindy is with him today. We have Jay Bibler, who was for a very long time the vice chair of the foundation during its most difficult years. And we also have someone that you should know. We have Roger Herman here, who is one of the founders of the U.S. Marine Corps Combat Helicopter and Tiltrotor Association, best known as Papa Smoke. And he's with us here today. So we want to recognize him. I'm very honored to be speaking with you this afternoon on the occasion of the dedication of the Wall of Honor that you see on the west wall. And these portraits are a reminder to us of all that that freedom is never free, and that those who are called into harm's way will not be forgotten by a grateful nation. And so the purpose of this Wall of Honor is to honor Marine Corps aviators who have received the Medal of Honor or the Navy Cross. Now, this is an incomplete wall because we have still about 28 Navy Cross winners from Vietnam who are not on this wall yet. We have a ton of World War II Navy Cross winners that we still haven't fully researched. And there are some from Korea. There are a number from Korea. And so they're all going to be on the wall when we go to the new location and we have more room to display them. But I want to tell you how this wall came about, a little bit about the wall. The project started a long time ago under the leadership of General Butcher and the board of directors. And they commissioned a fine, talented portrait painter, the late Alvis Grant, a Marine from World War II. And he painted most of the pictures you see. These are paintings and they're wonderful likenesses of these heroes. He had first focused on the Medal of Honor winners and then on the Navy Cross winners. And in some exceptional cases, we've honored some Distinguished Flying Cross recipients. The portraits, however, were quite large. And if we had tried to use the portraits on this wall, we would not have been able to fit as many portraits as you see now. And so working with Dale Mann, we designed this wall by taking photographs of those paintings and reducing them down to a reasonable size for this wall. When we relocate to the new museum, we will have more room than can possibly be imagined with a 220,000 square foot hangar. And we'll be able to display every single Marine aviation hero. I hope that you'll agree that the overall effect is dramatic. We also wanted to recognize the leadership of the organization who have put so much effort into saving and relocating the museum. And so you'll see their portraits toward the end of the display. Now, just a word about its future. We're not entirely settled yet on convincing the Marine Corps to give us the airplanes, but we're like 90% there. So once we get the go-ahead, we're going to start designing the interior, and it will include this wall. So we at the Flying Leatherneck Aviation Historical Foundation takes great pleasure in honoring these Marine aviators, and we feel it'll be the most comprehensive once we finish this project. Anywhere in the Marine Corps, anywhere in the nation, perhaps even anywhere in the world, there will not be a wall of honor that will be this inclusive and have all of Marine aviation recognized and the heroes recognized. So without any further ado, I'm going to ask General Butcher and and General Aguilar.
All right. Okay, whenever you're ready, let her rip.
All right. All right, the museum is open. Yay.
There's one more recognition we want to do. As Vic mentioned, we do honor Marine heroes. There's one among us today that's, I don't know how many tours he did in Vietnam. I will tell you that his body is now suffering, unfortunately, not only from old age, but his service to the Corps. In a recognition of everything he's done, to include being my sergeant major when I had my squadron, Dale Mann wants to make a small recognition presentation.
A lot of you probably may have heard this story, but actually I've been selling products to the museum for about 15 years. And when I first came in to sell to Catherine, I sat down, was waiting for my appointment, and this gentleman was sitting next to me as a docent, and he was wondering what I had in my hand there. And I said, well, I'm selling some products to the museum. His shop. And he said, well, mind if I take a look at it? And I said, sure, why not? You know, so he's looking at him and he's going, no, no. You gotta be kidding. No way. Yeah, maybe, but they have to make some changes. And I said to him, I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, the only one I can really remember, I don't even remember it right, but when John Glenn broke the speed record from, what was it?
57.
57.
Yeah.
And he, I think he was flying a recon. Is that right? Sergeant Major?
It was a Phantom.
It was a Phantom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, that was the wrong plane.
F4B.
Yeah.
And it was really bad, really wrong. So I just folded everything up and I said, I'll make another appointment. So obviously I went home and did a lot of research. And he actually helped me do some research. So in recognition for that, and we've been trying to do this several times. When Christy had her going away present, we had to use what we're going to do today to get her to come, you know, to this, because she wasn't going to come. She didn't know, it was a surprise. So we put out the word to her that we're going to do a presentation to Sergeant Major ZAGKER. And so here we are today. And you want to?
Why don't you go over you and Sergeant Major?
Yes, please.
Mike?
All right. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Major.
Hey, Mike, turn a little bit of this way.
But I served with some.
Yeah. Outstanding.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our